One take, one take. This is NBA One Take featuring yours truly, Pretty Boy Lakers. This is NBA One Take for your head, NBA One Take for your brain. Coming to you live, Newburgh, New York. This is NBA One Take. Game 4 of the NBA Finals, right? Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Game 4 of the NBA Finals. It's a little scary. Because at one point, I'm watching the Pacers rolling and playing well. And it seemed like this was going to be it. This is going to be when they take their 3-1 series lead. This is when I'm talking about my last post when I said it seems like I'm getting 04 Pistons vibe versus my 04 Lakers. And I just ran down how I think that was the most, I think as a Laker fan, to me, the most traumatic I've ever felt. And as a Lakers fan, in 04. Prior to that, I was 89 when we got swept by the bad boy Pistons. So I was saying, man, the Pacers looking like, you know what? We're better than you, and we're gonna beat you. It's in OKC respond like they always have. Always response. Now, if they not lost 2 in a row, same as the Pacers. The Pacers hasn't lost 2 in a row. But it's going to most likely come down to somebody's going to have to lose 2 in a row for this series to be over. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander coming alive in the fourth with 11 points, finished with 35. Jalen Williams had 27. Chet Holmgren a double-double, 14 to 15 rebounds, blocking shots, doing whatever he has to do. Alex Caruso was a tremendous factor with 20 off the bench, playing exceptional defense, hitting open shots because they're leaving them open. And, for the Pacers, Halliburton, he finished with 18 points and 7 assists, and Siakam had 20. But listen, man, I don't know. I mean, what can I say for this game? This was just one of those games, and then they just OKC pulled away. And now we have a 2-2 series. And it's going to go back to OKC. And that crowd is going to be venomous. They're going to be venomous. And how would that favor them? I don't know. I mean, I think OKC may just go in there and win in their own home. Pacers is great on the road. But I don't know. Like I said, every post has always got me flip, flop, bump. Because all I do is go with what I saw and possibly what the momentum can do. Now, the Pacers has impressed me with 2 wins already because I was on that, I'm not saying I was on that bandwagon, but I looked at everything and I just felt that they was going to be out at 5. I'm definitely wrong on that, and this is possibly, for the most part, it's going to be a 7-game series with that last game in OKC, and then it's going to be a winner-takes-all situation. I enjoy watching this. The maturation of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and how he's changed the fortune of OKC, where there was just heavy scrutiny against Sam Presti, and when I say heavy scrutiny, right? Not really too much. You know what it is? I think I could just say somewhat national scrutiny. That comes from Stephen A. Smith on First Take, right? Because what he does, and then he say things, and then people post it, and I hate that. I'm like, that's not the guy you really want to get like basketball, really basketball information from, right? Unless he's breaking some goddamn story, right? Because I think him and them try to switch a repetitive narrative out there, and then it's just crazy. But I always thought Sam Presti is one of the best because Sam Presti's always been, he's been consistent. He gets guys in there to fill a role, and they do a lot of player development, right? And rightfully so. And I think these guys are plug and play, and build and try to build himself a contender to the point that they most likely, for me, is going to win that championship. And then you look back at other things. Why didn't win with Westbrook? Because that's what they're going to say. Oh, because of Westbrook, and Reggie Jackson, and Kevin Durant, and James Harden, Serge Ibaka. You had Perkins, Paul George, and who else? You had Chris Paul, and you had everybody on the team. So because I think that's going to be the next thing. But I'm telling you, we got a 7-game series. I'm not going to be surprised if OKC wins the next one. It'd be 2 in a row. But I think if it be 2 in a row, I think that's when it's going to be done for Indiana. Because Indiana, they get better as the series wanes on, right? They get better. The Pacers get better, right? They get better. While OKC, I always tell you that they want to figure you out. And once they figure you out, it's over. So you got a team that gets better as the series goes on, and then you have a team that wants to try to figure you out and like the Da Vinci Code, right? That's OKC, the Da Vinci Code. They want to unlock the Da Vinci Code. So it'll be interesting. It's just, and how what are we going to do and say if the Pacers win Game 5? Man, OKC be in big trouble. So we're there. Really trying to figure a lot of this out. But got a good series going on. There's been some rumblings. I don't want to do the rumor mill. I don't want to do the rumor mill. Should I do a rumor mill? Yeah. All right. Let me just talk a little bit about Giannis. Giannis is somewhat weighing out his options. The Bucks are saying they're not talking to anybody, which is damn near far from the truth. I know at least 5 teams that they had conversations with, but it wasn't them initiating the conversation. I'm gonna let you know that that's the truth when it comes to it. They're saying they haven't spoken to anyone. That's a lie. They have spoken to at least 5 teams. The 5 teams one is the New York Knicks. One as well was the Miami Heat. The 3 others, I feel it is the Clippers, but I know for certain is Miami Heat and the New York Knicks. And so, but those has been all talks going straight to them. They've been initiating the conversation, so that's what it's going to be with Giannis. For Kevin Durant, it's several teams. Houston and actually Milwaukee is one too. Yes, because it's and he say, well, why would he want to go to Milwaukee? They're reaching out and actually talking to Giannis about that. So that's what we're hearing. We're definitely hearing that. So you have that. But Kevin Durant's gonna definitely be out of Phoenix. He will not stay. It makes no sense for him to stay in Phoenix. It just makes no sense. Devin Booker is getting a 2-year, $70 million, 2-year, I think $140 million extension with $70 million on average for the year. Okay. And when players normally do that, that's normally when they're going to be traded in another year or two. Probably on the first year of that deal, which I think is the next following season. The first year of that extension, that's when he'll be traded. They get compensation back, and then he has to probably reassure the new team that he can load up for a potential max deal for the long term one. That's normally how those goes. Because once Phoenix is not going to be good, no matter what, everything they bring back, they're just going to be bad or just as bad. So it is what it is. And when you make that deal for Kevin Durant, I mean, what are you trying to get back? If you're trying to get players back and trying to do something, well, okay, we'll see. But nah, it's not gonna be right. Because I already said this. I said this to the beginning of the season. I said Devin Booker needs to be off the ball. I don't like him being the point guard, initiating offense. I don't like that. I want somebody to initiate offense on him. He needs a guy that needs to get the ball, cut, slash, be able to get the ball on the catch, do a one-on-one, pop, 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 and score. Instead of him initiating high screen, this and that, settle for a jumper, drive, and a potential kick-out pass because the double team is coming. Like, that shit is just damn near repetitive and predictable offense, right? This is why Mike Budenholzer lost his job. A guy that can do an offense but did it that way. I don't know what the hell was he thinking. Because I would have just started Tyus Jones. I would just start him. He's the point guard, and that's what you got to work. And if it takes losses to do it, at least you're initiating something. You got to maximize the players, and that's what they didn't do last season. So, but that's all I got. It's NBA 1-6, Pretty Boy Laker, and I'm out.